All right, guys. Looks like we're having a late showing. Sorry, I had to work overtime tonight, and the schedule did get moved up. So let's get at the action. Hey, Bryson, do you want to go ahead and get everyone filled in with what's happening tonight?
Other than that, it's been pretty. The field's been pretty spread out, so it hasn't been too much side by side, except for in the back. And then it's gotten a little crazy when these two get at it, and then going through lappers too.
All right. So it looks like Willie Evernham coming into the battle with Nick Nickerson and also Jonathan Blatt there. It looks like he's having some trouble on the high wall, though. Just kind of getting caught up there. Or sorry, the outside wall. High wall. Ha.
Yeah, they've been bouncing it off there every now and then. So as long as you don't stick it on there, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because you can ride that wall too. You're not supposed to, but you can actually ride it pretty well. And still keep some good speed. Looks like Willie able to get ahead of Nick. Is Nick out of gas?
It sounded like they were going to be close on us. I don't know if he's been hugging that bottom side though, and I don't know if there's
trying to save it.
I don't know if he's trying to take the groove or what, but
Willie's going for it though. He's trying to get it sideways. So I was able to actually throw some laps down on this track and get a little bit of intimate with it. I'm horrible at Eldora with the trucks, but if you throw it on the inside line, there's a groove that you can follow, or like a lane that you can follow, and what you want to do is keep your front tires on or off in the dirt area and just pretty much use the throttle to turn you, is from what I was understanding and what I was shown. Is it's a lot of throttle control, a lot of really kind of just goosing it, trying to keep easy with it, but you can really rotate yourself just by pressing the gas, not even turning the tires. You just want to keep your car straight, and then you use the throttle to get yourself around the corner.
Yeah, I hadn't tried going down there yet. I did a little bit of practice.
Oh, and there we go. Willie doing a dive down the inside. Oh, is he gonna get? Trying to get ahead of Platt, still can't do it. That was a good dive. He just needed to be able to keep up speed, and that's one thing that's really hard to do. Is if you try to cross over on someone, maintaining the speed and caution. So that's going to send us to a green-white checkered. Looks like Nick Nickerson is out of the race. I don't know if he blinked out. Uh-oh. My ATVO locked up on me. Ruh-roh.
Trying to see who was in that one.
Hey, let me know if Nick blinks back in, because he completely locked up my broadcasting software. Oh, shoot. Let me see if I can force it out of it. Uh-oh. All right, guys. Hold on with me. I gotta do some background stuff. There we go. Boom.
Yeah, Nick still out. Looked like the 36 was just got into the wall. I don't know if he got bumped by the 68.
All right, let's go ahead and roll this back. Let me know when they're about to go green. So, welcome to the Carnage Report. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the 36. And it's still locking up. What is going on there? Okay. This is... What? Okay, so we have Nick Nickerson, the 36. It's... Okay. So we're on the 36 right now. And it looks like... I haven't seen him make contact with the wall yet. Did he do full... He just spun around completely? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he hit the wall coming out of 4, and then as soon as he was going down at a 1, kind of spun it around and smacked the inside wall into 1.
Okay. I think I have it. I'm not entirely sure. Looks like he's got Kevin on his tail. And then the number 17. That's Connor Berry. Doing a good job keeping it on the inside. I can't seem to find it. Let's go ahead and go back to the live scene. Sorry about that, guys. That's the Carnage Report for tonight. But let's go back to the guys in the front and keep up with the action. And we are green to go. 2 laps to go. You're supposed to tell me there's a green.
Sorry, interrupt your report.
It's fine, man. All right. So Jonathan Platt's still in the front. He's got the final lap. Looks like Willie wasn't able to keep up with him on that launch, and that's going to seal the deal unless Platt overturns it and stuffs it. This is his. And Willie riding that out the exterior wall, just trying to catch up. And there we go. The winner of tonight is Jonathan Platt, followed up by Willie Evernham and Paul Owens, the number 20. All right, while we still have these guys out here, let's go ahead and see if we can run through and do some quick highlights of everyone out in the field. So the winner for tonight's Willie Everham in the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. If you ever feel like you need someone to talk to, 1-800-273-TALK. Then Willie Everham in the Death by Moose Media 91. Solid colors. Paul Owens in the number, looks like he wrote over the numbers on the exterior, in the Angry Angel Energy Drink number 20. Zach is out of there. He was the number 4 in the Bandit Racing and Death by Moose Media. We also have the number 87, which is Daniel Stein. Terry Conda is doing burnouts in the pits. That's a little dangerous, Terry. I know you like to race with one hand, but I think someone needs to take away that beer in the solid 32 Budweiser. Oh, it looks like everyone else is bouncing out. Well, wasn't able to get everyone, but the results for tonight's race, once again, John Platt first place, second place, Willie Everham, Paul Owens in third, Zach Hillen bringing up the fourth, fifth going to Daniel Stein, sixth to Terry Condas, seventh to Kevin Foster, Paul Butler coming in eighth, Garrett Hall in ninth, and Carnaberry in 10th. Good to see him up there. And we had a total of 18 drivers out tonight, so, or sorry, take that back, 16. Looks like Bryson, you threw some laps down. You're trying to trick me, man.
Nah, it was just a practice. I didn't qualify though.
All right, let's get these guys in the booth, ask them how the race went, and see what's going on with them. All right. So in the booth with us, we have Paul Owens. How are you doing tonight, Paul?
Pretty good.
Hey, man. So I came in late to the race. Bryson kind of filled me in. How'd you feel about the race overall and the handling of the cars? Because I didn't really get a follow up. So you're gonna have to give me a rundown of how you handled the track and how you felt about the whole race.
Well, I chose not to qualify, so I started dead last, and I felt like the race was good. Everyone gave space. The track started to get a little rough at the end, but overall the cars handled well.
Now, were you mainly running on the inside, or were you riding the outside like Jonathan Platt?
I was putting it to the wall.
So you're just riding the wall on the exterior, kind of just using that as a brace?
I would kind of put my right rear against the wall and ride it around the corner.
That's one of the fastest ways around.
Yeah, it worked. Actually, I didn't get an incident point to that last lap when me and Willie made contact.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good hard racing out there. I wish I was able to see the whole race. I was able to throw down some practice laps last week or over the weekend. I can't remember when I did it, but definitely a tough race out there if you're not really good with throttle control like me. But no, it's I wish I could have been there for the whole thing because it's a pretty exciting turn of events. But great job on third place, man. And yeah, that's not much to say. Anyone you like to thank?
Angry Angel Energy Drink and my family.
Awesome. Gotta always have the support out there. Thank you for racing tonight, and hopefully we'll make it a little earlier for next broadcast. Things are running just a little tight this week.
That's all right. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. I'll see you next week. Actually, are you gonna be racing Sunday? Or oh wait, no, we don't. We're on an off week for the Super Bowl.
No, I'll be racing at the road course in Charlotte anyway.
Okay. Well, start racing with us over at Core.
Once winter heat ends, I'll probably be able to get a couple, and then I have to go to winter nationals.
All right, man. Well, hopefully the heats go well for you and the nationals go well for you too.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too.
Alrighty. That was Paul Owens, third place. Let's bring in Willie Everham. Bryson, you want to follow up with these questions?
Yeah, I can try.
All right. It's on you. Hey, Will, this is Booth. You copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Take it away, Bryson.
Hey, Willie. So you were stuck back there in, third, fourth for a while, and then I don't know if Nick had some problems or not. It seemed like you were sticking to the high side. Was that kind of your goal for that one, or were you trying to search around for a line?
Yeah, once the race gets running, the high line's where you want to be. Midway through the race, I was just kind of putting there. I let Jonathan and Nick kind of go, kind of waiting on some cautions, but little did I know that this was going to come down to a fuel race, so it kind of helped me out. My plan was just to ride for the first two quarter or 2/3 of the race and go after it for the final. And man, it kind of worked out for us. Ended up P2.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised it was going to be a fuel mileage race. I haven't seen too many of those, especially in the dirt, because obviously you can't really pit for it. So was that something in the back of your mind? I know some of the leaders were talking about running out of gas, so I'm sure everyone back in the back was scrambling to see if they could actually make.
No, honestly, when I first heard it, I thought they were joking, and then they kept saying it. So I checked my fuel, and I had probably 15 more laps than what they had. So it was kind of surprising. I've never seen a Eldora race like this come down the fuel strategy.
Yeah, I know when I was doing some practice laps, like I was pretty much sticking in fourth. Like, were you dropping to third at all in the corners, or you just fourth and just kind of let her loose and kind of hope and pray that you don't need anything more?
No, I was pretty much in fourth the whole time, pedaling it, trying to do what I could to keep it off the wall, keep everything clean. Like I said, I just did what I did all week in practice, Like I said, I just wanted to, usually I've run these before and I get a little aggressive and try to make too many moves at the beginning, so just riding and biding my time.
Well,
yeah,
that's pretty much what you need to do, especially with these trucks. Is you guys had almost a full field out there, or not a full field, but a very large field. And then when you get too aggressive out there, you're just gonna get bumped and banged to push around, and then you'll be out of the race soon, sooner than you think. I wish I was here for the whole race. I did see you do a really good dive on Jonathan Platt there, and then you just didn't have the momentum to carry through. What was, I guess, the thought about that? Do you think you were just trying and get in front of him, maybe throw a block, or do you think you would be able to carry it through and get ahead of him?
I was thinking about. I mean, I had to do something laps winded down. I know he was worried about fuel, so I had an opening to throw a slider there. So I went for it, and I had a room behind me, so I wouldn't mess up anybody if I missed. So it was just one of my attempts to race clean, but still go for the lead because I didn't want to. I knew Platt was short on fuel, so I didn't want to cause a wreck if he ran out of fuel. And Bryson, you know this: when I'm behind you and you run out of fuel, you never know what happens.
Normally, it's bad for you.
Yeah, it's bad for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't say enough about the series. I mean, we had 18 guys out there, and we were lapping guys probably 5 laps, 10 laps into a run, and they were staying out of our way. And I mean, there was no real incidents that affected the race. Everybody was clean and kept out of their way and was real respectful with each other. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, especially on a short track dirt course, that's tough. So I'd like to see that. And man, I wish I could go back and watch this. That kind of driving is very rare, and it's something to kind of always cherish. But thanks for coming out tonight and putting on a good show. Those are pretty good dive. I wish you would have pulled it off. Those you had me excited for a while, and then I saw you drop off. And I was like, no, is he out of fuel?
I'm trying to get this death by moosh machine in the victory lane for you, but we ended up runner up. So I'll take it though.
Definitely, man. Well, is there anyone else or anyone you'd like to thank before we give you the boot?
Zach Hillman, Bill Harkins, you guys up in the booth. I mean, we do this a couple times a week, and it just seems to get better and better. So just want to keep this rolling.
Hell yeah, man. I agree with you. It keeps rolling, and it keeps getting better, and you guys keep doing amazing stuff out there. So it's pretty awesome.
Just trying to put on a show.
Exactly. Well, thanks for coming out, man. You put on a great show at that last split. Now we're going to go ahead and move the spotlight over to the first place winner, Jonathan Platt. How are you doing tonight, man?
This week is a hell of a lot better than Daytona, I can tell you that.
It's because you're not gunning for someone out there. You're racing for yourself now.
I wouldn't. No. Daytona at Bandit last week.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm thinking Pocono and the Daytona prototypes. I'm
Yeah.
It's been a long day. But I was watching you race. You looked like you were taking different lines than what we practiced. Is there a reason why you're driving a little different?
Gotta thank Nick Nickerson. Without Nick Nickerson, I would not have won this race whatsoever. Nick came over the radio and it's like, hey, we're short of fuel. And then, I mean, I've lost to Nick with these fuel runs, as we discussed with that Charlotte race, and I was like, well, shit. So I kind of backed it off a little bit while still trying to keep a decent lead. And I knew that I was saving fuel compared to Nick because I knew Nick was also trying to run me down.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, Nick's gonna run me down here. Maybe I can pull one off on him this time. And hell yeah, we did it.
Yeah. Is that why you're running on the outside so much?
No. Well, like on the outside, I was kind of saving.
Yeah.
With that last run, I was really running the bottom, and that was because I was like, okay, we're really, really close.
Yeah. You
So-
might as well just put it on the line, right?
I was barely even touching the throttle, trying to keep it in the lead. And that's the best thing about like Nick, Willie, them guys. You can race these guys side by side. There was a couple times where like I'm running the bottom, but I know I have to keep these guys behind me to even have any chance, just in case this thing does make it to the green, to the checker flag.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I would move off the bottom, and Willie's got to run, and I kind of felt a little bit of a block, just trying to break his run, so he has to move down or something, trying to get him out of position going to the next corner. And then I would try to position myself there, so like if he tried to throw a slider, he'd have to go really low to the wall.
Right.
I'm running the middle, so he can't really clear a slider on me. But I mean, you can run for days beside Willie on a dirt track. It is absolutely awesome. Nick the same way, dude. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Except for when I stuffed you into that outside car.
That
that
big
was
Nick Nickerson
That
right
was
there.
just that wasn't your fault. That guy was like in the middle, then all of a sudden he went to the absolute outside, which he was probably just chasing that car off the corner. And I mean, we just kind of met because I turned down as you were still kind of coming up. So
Well, it seems like you guys have some stuff to reminisce on. Do you guys want to bring up anything in the race that was pretty crucial or important, other than the fuel actually playing a huge strategy in this race?
I
Or
wish
not
the fuel
strategy,
would.
but maybe more of a worry.
Yeah, if
Not
you're fast
really.
as hell, you gotta save fuel. Because you ain't gonna have enough.
Yeah. Besides fuel, I wish we had enough fuel to actually be able to actually race, because I think we could have had one hell of a race.
Yeah, I was waiting for that track to, break in. That last little bit, I really feel like that was gonna be like my strong point, but never got to see that happen.
Now, Zach, you're in the booth too. Being an admin of the race, what fuel percentage did you set the fuel at? And was that a strategy with, how you set it up? You wanted to be a tight race with fuel?
Well, I mean, we wanted it to be a tight race, yeah, but it was a little bit of a mishap with setting up the room. Something happened with the license class, so we had to remake a room, and being rushed to make another room, one of the settings was not checked, so that's why we weren't able to fuel up. But we dropped the fuel down to 50%, so we only have half a tank of fuel, and we're going to keep it at half a tank of fuel for the rest of the season. So I mean, fuel and pit strategy is going to come into play, but we'll definitely be able to refuel our trucks come next Charlotte, because I don't think we're making it that many miles with only half a tank of gas. So it's a little bit of a mishap on our end, and we apologize for anybody that might have gotten messed up because of that. But this is a learning experience. We're still a young league, so we're trying to still work out our little quirks and everything else like that. So just happy to have a good turnout, and what a race. I mean, for Eldora and for a lot of people to not have time, and seat time practicing around here, it was a pretty clean race. I mean, everybody kind of stayed away from each other, let it get singled out. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was just a race for the top three. I mean, we got Willie and Platt and Nick Nickerson, that just hard chargers all the way through, and it's great to have them in the league also to help out the newer people, to learn from these guys that are up there in the front, consistently every week.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's a bummer the mishap happened, but it definitely probably brought a definitely interesting element to the race. Jonathan Platt, before we close out this race, is there any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Absolutely. First off, Bandit Racing League. Zach, Bill, Kevin, Terry, all the admins of this league. Great league to run in. Absolutely a lot of fun. Daytona was pretty shaky. I was pretty upset, even though I won. But this was a hell of a turnaround. We could race around people. It was a ton of fun. Need to thank Zach Hillman, Neurographics. Best looking trucks out on the racetrack.
Thank you, man.
I mean, I love the suicide prevention truck. Gotta think that. This is now $10 I get to donate to suicide prevention. It's awesome, man. This is a pretty good one for me, I guess. So, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming out, man. Once again, we'd like to thank the race's sponsors, being Neurographics. And is there anyone else that we need to thank, Zach?
Yeah, just you, Death by Moose, coming casting and everything with your busy schedule. You know, we do appreciate you spending the time to come out here and just all the drivers to come in here and compete and make it fun for everybody to race around a track like this. I mean, I enjoyed myself, but hopefully I'm going to get this this curse of finishing in 4th place out of here, because I finished 4th in every single race except Daytona because I throughputed. So next week, Nick and Platt and Willie, I'm coming for you, man.
You should change your number to number 1. Is there a number 1 on
I
the field?
I'm looking forward to it, buddy.
If I could change my number, yeah, well, maybe next season I might change it to number 1. We'll see.
Right? Maybe you test it out this season, change to like 3 or 5, and see if you go up a pull.
Right. But yeah, no, thank you to everyone. It's a fun group to race in and everything, and we can't wait for next week. So I'll see you guys then.
You got it, man. Well, thank you for anyone that's going to watch this afterwards. I know no one's really in the booth or watching it right now. Once again, I'm sorry. Just time schedules kind of changed, and I've been works picked up, so it's going to be a little tight for the broadcast. I'll do my best to make it on time. But we're going to be running close for every Wednesday, but we'll do our best to at least catch the back end or at least get, as much of the broadcast as possible. So I hope everyone just, stays with me. It's going to be a rough one, but we'll do our best to carry through. And I hope everyone had a great race tonight, and it looks like you guys did from what you guys have been saying. So hopefully next week we can bring back the same thing and bring on a good competition. So I hope you guys all have a good night, and thank you for coming in the booth.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You just gave me goosebumps.
Aww.
Moose bumps.
Are you off air?